Did we all see this? Yeah, last night was night 3 of the DNC. And while protesters were outside reading a list of the names of children that have been massacred in Gaza, and these people right here, get a good look at them, were all walking by the protesters that were reading the names of these massacred children, covering their ears, as you can see.
Say it again. Say it again. Mock them again. Mock the children again. Do it again. Do it again.
18 years old. 15 years old. Yusuf Assad. 8 years old. Turn around and join the uncommitted delegates.
Hey, Democrats, you should probably come get your ghouls. Did you hear that guy? The guy in the right-hand corner? He was saying 18 years old, mocking the protester that was reading out the names of the massacred children. And this guy right here on the right at the bottom rolled his eyes as he was walking by. Is there no better representation of the modern Democratic Party than walking by their own potential voters and protesters, laughing, rolling their eyes, and covering their ears? It's just all too on the nose. Cause yes, Blue MAGA, before you come into my comments and start slobbering all over the Democratic Party and making it your business to be the personal PR person for Kamala Harris, the reason why those protesters are there, the reason why the Uncommitted Movement is there, the reason why a bunch of Muslim leaders are there is because they are Democrats. They are people who, even if independent, vote Democrat in elections. So you would think, from a pure political standpoint, that you might actually want to get those voters. Because I've heard a lot of people go, why aren't you at Trump rallies protesting him? Why would they be? They're Democratic voters, or they're liberal, or they're somewhere on the left spectrum. They are people like me who are looking at these images and saying, yeah, you guys don't really want my vote. Because that's the message that you're sending to me with this nonsense. What you're telling me is that you do not care about my vote. Because this matters to me. And what you're saying is, fuck you, we're gonna laugh at the protesters because we have no respect for you and we don't actually care if we get your vote. And if that's the game you wanna play, let's see how that works out for you. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's not like Democrats ever really needed Minnesota or Michigan. And this is on the heels of a movement where they have been trying to get a Palestinian American to be able to speak at the DNC, and the DNC has said no to them. But they let Zionists come out and speak. These are parents of hostages that they had come out and speak. So they let them speak because they want to make sure that you view the hostages as human, but they don't want you to view what's happening in Gaza as a serious issue. That might put a damper on the whole DNC. And they clearly don't view the Palestinians as humans worthy of getting their voices heard, and they clearly don't value them in the Democratic Party, so they don't want them to talk. Muslim Women for Harris put out this statement on their Instagram last night. We cannot in good conscience continue Muslim Women for Harris and Walz in light of this new information from the Uncommitted Movement that VP Harris' team declined the request to have a Palestinian American speaker take the stage at the DNC. The family of the Israeli hostage that was on the stage tonight has shown more empathy toward Palestinian Americans and Palestinians than our candidate or the DNC has. Devastating point. This is a terrible message to send to Democrats. Palestinians have the right to speak about Palestine. Correct. We pray that the DNC and VP Harris's team make the right decision before the convention is over for the sake of each of us. And right there, I want to key on that. The Palestinian and uncommitted and Arab and Muslim vote in this country continues to try to give them a way to make it right. By writing that at the bottom, we pray that they make the right decision and continuing to give them leeway to change. They are literally telling you, here is what you can do to change our vote, to get our vote. And the Democrats, Harris and Walz, continue to ignore that. Here's what I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear anyone complain if Harris loses and blame it on Muslim and Arab and pro-Palestinian voters, because pro-Palestinian voters have been clear from jump that if you want to get the vote, then there are certain things that you need to be willing to do, things that they have shown they are unwilling to do. And this is like basic humanity shit. No one's asking for a new car. The crazy, like, Blue MAGA voters keep acting like on this app and on Twitter and stuff that, like, us pro-Palestinian people are just really trying to ruin this moment for Harris. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you look at every single person protesting the DNC and protesting Harris and Walz, it has been people that want to get to yes. Like, I don't know what you don't get about that. I've said many times, as somebody who votes Democrat. There have been moments at the DNC that I actually saw and was like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. This is inspiring. And I think about how amazing it would be and how exciting it would be to get to vote for the first woman, the first Black woman, the first Indian American woman to ever be president. And then I see the video of the little boy that out of head without a brain, it's just the face, what they are doing and what they are continuing to enable, and the fact that they are not listening. One of the leaders of the Uncommitted Movement, Abbas Alaway, wrote, "No is not an acceptable answer. Please reconsider. We're being extremely reasonable. I'm waiting for the call from the VP Harris's team. I can't go anywhere until the vice president agrees to having a Palestinian American speak from the stage. I'm waiting for the call." Again, if you look at what he is saying, and he represents a lot of Muslim and Arab and Palestinian American voters, he is trying to get to yes. That's why you blue MAGA people are so embarrassing. I looked at the comments, his comment section, they were vile. A bunch of libs and fucking blue MAGA being like, go back to where you came from. Stop trying to ruin this for our queen. Because, this is all supposed to be about Kamala Harris's self-actualization and career goals, not about serving the people. So my advice to you numbnuts who are in the comments of people like this, if you actually care about Harris winning, doing the whole 2016 attacking Bernie supporters, Bernie bro shtick, how'd that work for you? You might want to try a different tack. Okay? You actually might want to try to persuade the people in power and the candidate running for president to move her position in order to earn the votes of people that are saying, we want to vote for you, but this is a red line for us. Maybe you should use your energy to try to persuade the candidate to move their position so she can get those votes. That's kind of how this whole thing is supposed to work. But no, instead, you guys go into the comments of Arab and Muslim voters and tell them to go back to where they came from. It's almost like you're trying to help Trump win. So one more time for the people in the back. If you want Kamala Harris's campaign to win, work on trying to persuade her campaign to stop the Palestinian American erasure and to start actually trying to move positions to earn the votes of anti-genocide voters instead of harassing Arab and Muslim people. But that's just a suggestion. If you want to keep fucking around, then you will find out in November.